Today, Property into the Depths, Part 3. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics, world's latest post covering finance and property news with a distinctively Australian flavour. Just tonight, a quick reminder that tomorrow, Edwin Almeida and I will be live on this channel at 8 p.m. Sydney time. That's on the 28th of July. And Edwin and I will be discussing property dynamics and specifically what's happened to property prices. And to that end, over the last 2 or 3 days, I've been delving deeply into various aspects of property and using some examples from recent advertisements to show what's been happening to property prices. Cookie Boys have been helping us with that, by the way. And I just wanted to underscore that this will be an important conversation tomorrow, so do mark your diaries and also do share this post with anybody who you think might be interested, because what we're trying to do here is deal with some of the noise that's out there with regard to what's really happening with property prices. And to that end, I'm just going to give you a couple more examples. The first one I'm going to talk to tonight is a property in Church Street, Parramatta, and it's on the market for $550,000. I should underscore again that this information is all publicly available information. And they've advertised it recently saying the current owner purchased this apartment for $651,700 in 2015. But due to unforeseen circumstances, it's got to be sold at $550,000. Another example of property dropping, despite, of course, the fact that everybody keeps saying property prices keep rising. And it's worth noting that if you look at the postcode based on our data, and 2150, there's a lot of rental stress there. And I think that's the key thing to understand relating to what's going on in that particular part of the postcode. Mortgage stress itself is not too bad, but 75% of investors holding property in this area are in difficulty, according to our analysis. And I think that probably explains why suddenly we're finding a number of apartments being deeply discounted in this area to try and shift them. Now here's another example. This is at Sydney Olympic Park, and this is really just highlighting a quick flip. And there's a property there with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a garage. And it's going to be sold, well, who knows? The point though there is that it was last sold in April 2020 for $1.01889 million, so just over the $1 billion mark, and now it's back on the market. And we are seeing quite a few examples of properties that are coming back on the market and are being flipped. And then if you look at our data for postcode 2127, you can see there that 57.5% of investors living in that postcode are stressed. And we have 54.5% of renters in that postcode who are stressed. And we have 49.6% of people with mortgages stressed. So you can begin to detect some of the reasons why it is that people might be flipping and quickly. And then we'll just go over to Tasmania. And this is quite an interesting example. So postcode 7310, Spayton. 4 beds, 2 bathrooms, no garage space. And they're advertised currently with reduced offers over $359,000. And it last sold in 2015 for $445,000. So again, you can see a considerable drop. And I'm afraid that we're seeing this same evidence in a number of different locations across Tasmania now. Now, if you look at the data, you'll see that for that particular postcode 7310, in fact, mortgage stress is low, default rates are low, rental stress is low, and investor stress is low. But nevertheless, prices are beginning to fall in some of these areas. And I'll just do one more. This is actually Narang up in Queensland, 4211, with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and 2 car spaces. And here, reduced to sell, $325,000. That's the current advertised price. And in December 2005, it sold for $310,000. So think about that. 2005 to 2020, 15 years ago, and almost no movement, no positive movement at all, despite, of course, all the hype about property prices rising. And in this particular postcode, well, around 1/3 of investors who are living in that postcode are stressed, and around 54.4% of people renting in the postcode are actually stressed. Mortgage stress itself is not too bad. Now, I'm using these examples just to make the point that if you strip away all the hype and all the noise, there are so many stories of prices adjusting down, not up. And that, of course, is what we're going to explore further tomorrow. And I should add that if you're interested in getting hold of our mortgage stress, rental stress and investor stress data, you can access it via our Patreon channel, links below. Or indeed, if you want a one-off postcode set of information, drop me an email to DFA on the DFA blog and I'll send it back to you. And if you'd like to make a donation, you're very welcome to do that. Anyway, mark your diary. We're going to go into this in a lot more detail tomorrow, and we're going to try and get below the surface to understand what is really going on. And why is there such a gap between the property indices, what the mainstream media are talking about, and what we're seeing on the ground? I look forward to seeing you then. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.